Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukascha Yekadantascha Kapilo Gadakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vigna Rajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketur Ganadhyakshaha Thala Chandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Suklambaradharam Vishnum Safivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye Yasya Dvaradavaktrabhya Parishadhya Parasvatam Vignam Vignanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tamastraye Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheswaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Aklishtakarine Namo Vedanta Vedhyaya Gurave Buddhi Sakshine Krishnadvaipaya Namvyasam Sarva Bhuta Hiteratam Vedabjabhaskaram Vande Samadhi Nilayam Munim Janmadhyasya Yataha Anvayate Itaratascha Arteshu Abhignaha Swarat Tere Brahma Hudayaha Adikavaye Mukhyanti Yat Surayaha Tejovari Mrugam Yatha Vinimayo Yatrutru Sarvo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kohukum Satyam Param Dhimahi Darbha Prochida Kaitavotra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Satam Vedhyam Vastavam Atravastu Sivadam Tapatrayo Mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krute Kimva Parairishvaraha Sadhyo Hrudi Avarubhyatehe Atra Krutivihi Sutrushuvihi Takshanat Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Sukhamukat Amritadrava Samyutam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasikaha Bhuvi Bhavukaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Now with Bhagavan's grace, let us continue from where we left off yesterday. We were taking up Slokams 8, 9 and 10 in Adhyayam 29, Skandam 3, where Bhagavan describes the Tamasic Bhakti, the Rajasic Bhakti and the Sattvic Bhakti. So, in the context in which it is said and to explain that further, to give us more clarity, we started looking at some teaching from Bhagavad Gita also. And the first one we looked at yesterday was Saguna versus Nirguna Bhakti. Worshipping the form versus worshipping the formless. Right? We covered that. And why all of us really tend to worship a form, not because it's our tradition and learned from our parents and all that. Our mind is made in such a way, it attaches itself to Rupam and Namam, form and name. Because it attaches to a form and a name, it is easier for it to worship a form. And worshipping that form with focus and concentration for a long time, one will experience the form actually disappears and dissolves into the formless. So Bhagavan says it is easier because worshipping the formless is very difficult, he says, because you are attached to a form. That's very simple. That's what happens in our life. Now, next question is, why do we worship? What is it that we want? Right? So we can lead our life without worshipping anything at all. Why do we do that? Let us look at Slokams Adhyayam 4 in Bhagavad Gita, and Slokam number 10, I believe it is. Okay, not 10. Okay. Madbhavaha, Manapasrikraha, Matmana, okay, Kakshantha. Okay, Slokam 11 and 12 we will take, okay? We'll take up. And from 13 onwards, it's a beautiful explanation of Jnana Karma Sanyasa and all that. We're not going to cover that today. Maybe with Bhagavad grace, whenever she wants, we'll take it up. Now today we'll take up 11 and 12 in Adhyayam 4 in Bhagavad Gita. And why this tells us why we do do the worship. He says, Swami in 11, he says, Ye yatamam prapadyante tam tataiva bhajami aham. Mama vartmanu vartante manushyaha partha sarvataha. Ye yatamam prapadyante tam tataiva bhajami aham. Mama vartmanu vartante manushyaha partha sarvasaha. Vartma means pathway. Anuvartante means to follow. Okay? So remember that. Vartma anuvartante. Vartmanu vartante. Ye yatamam prapadyante tan tata eva bhajami aham. Mama vartma anuvartante manushyaha partha sarvataha. Ye who, the overall meaning is, whoever, in whichever way they seek me, very important, to seek me, not just worship, prapadyante, okay? Say prapadhi, we say prapadhi, when we seek Bhagavan truly. When we are in danger, so things happen, we seek Bhagavan, right? So, for support, prapadyante, tan, for them, whoever seeks me in whichever way they want, for those, in the same way, I bless them. I give anugraham. I protect them. Whichever way they want to approach me, in the same way I protect them. Okay? The partha, because sarvasaha, in all different ways that we may operate, whichever way we do, sarvasaha, they all follow my path only. My path only. It's very important to understand. Sarvadharaya namaha, sarvahrit vasine namaha, we say. The anatha-nathaya namaha, we worship Bhagavan. Asahaya sahaya namaha. So many ways. Without any support, he is the only one who gives us support. He is our friend, true company, right? He is our leader. And so many ways we pray to Bhagavan, because in whichever way I pray, whichever way I seek him, he blesses me in that same way, because all different ways are only this pathway, which means what? Simply put in a common language, it means, when you say in English language, all roads lead to Rome. Here, all our lives, actions, thoughts, words, everything is Bhagavan's divine pathway only. They all lead only to him, nowhere else. In everybody's life, this is the truth. So, pada artham, ye who, yatha, in which way, mam, me, to me, or mam, me, prapadyante, seek. Who seeks me in whichever way, tan, for that person, for them, tata yeva, in that same way, aham bhajami, I protect. Okay? I bless them. Partha, manushyaha, sarvataha, manushyaha, the human beings, sarvataha, in all ways, mama vartma, my path only, anuvartante, they follow. They follow only my pathway. So whichever way they do, it is my pathway only. That is number 11. So this worship, when we talk about bhakti, it's very important to remember that. No path is superior or inferior. Okay? It is not the path. It is how I travel the path. How I traverse, how I walk along the path, my mindset. The how is what Bhagavad Gita is all about. The teachings of Bhagavatam is all about. The attitude, the bhavam is what? Doesn't matter what I do, but how I do it. That Bhagavan is going to describe so beautifully. It will come up, I think it's Adhyayam 9. That is great. We will take it up. It's very important. Okay? So, how you do it is lovingly. Okay, now let's go into the next one, number 12, which is where we are right now. Say, kakshantah karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devataha Shipram hi manushe loke siddhihi bhavati karmaja. Very important to understand this. This is something we all experience, we all desire this in our life. What does it say? Kakshantah karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devataha. Shipram hi manushe loke siddhihi bhavati karmaja. Iha, in the slokam, here, devataha, to the various forms of God that we do, yajante, we worship. Okay, why? Karmanam siddhim kakshantaha. The purpose is karmanam, the various actions I do, siddhim, the fruits from that action, the benefit from that action. Okay, here it does not mean fulfillment. Fulfillment in a normal, ordinary sense. Like, if I eat, then I fulfill the sense of satisfy my hunger. It is everything is beneficial. We take any action because I want to benefit from it. Right? It is that mindset is what most of us have today. Right? I know I have that. So we talk about myself. I can't talk about anybody else. So karmanam siddhim kakshantaha. Kakshantaha means desirous. Desirous of the results of action. I do puja, I do go to the temple and perform archana, whatever it may be, or anything, any actions that I take. Devataha yajante, people worship here in this world, seeking the fruits of action, the palan. And nobody desires dukkam as the palan. Everybody wants good things only, so-called that make them happy and that kind of stuff, right? So seeking the rewards from the action in this world, human beings worship different devatagas, different forms of deities. Now, Shipram hi manushe loke siddhihi bhavati karmaja. Why do they do that? Because manushe loke, in the world of human beings. This applies only to human beings, not to other jivatmakas. It is unbelievable, okay? So in this manushe loke, means human being, the world of human beings, karmaja siddhihi. Karma ja siddhihi. Karma, action. The ja means to be born from the action. Siddhihi, the fruits, the reward. The rewards of action, the fruits of action. Okay, karmaja siddhihi, the attainment of the results of action. Chipram, manusha loke chipram bhavati, it happens quickly. So we call drishtam adrishtam, is the word we use commonly. Now, adrishtam means when something that happens that I don't expect and whatever it is, because these are all results of something I did in a previous birth. But lots of our rewards and things that we experience, any action I take, we want results of it quickly. Shipram bhavati, and that happens only in manusha loka, only in the lives of human beings. Because of that, they worship Devadeva to give them the fruits, the rewards, and the results of the action that they desire. This is the reason people worship in this manusha lokam. Very simple, okay? It could be sufferings I may have, health problems I may have, monetary problems I may have, or it may be I may want to learn more about spirituality and read those books. So many things are there. Okay, there are 4 types of bhaktas, as Swami describes later on. Okay, whatever it is, I want result of the action I'm undertaking. So I pray to Bhagavan, the form of deity that I worship. Could be Lalita Devi, could be Pullayar, doesn't matter, Muruga, Sivan, okay, whatever it is. Okay? So that's the reason Bhagavan Swami says here very beautifully why people worship. So worshipping the form, worshipping the formless, regardless, what is important is the mindset, complete focus on Bhagavan. That is one point we learned. Another point is now we understand truthfully for Bhagavan himself says, you are worshipping the various devas because you want some benefit from it, from your actions. And whichever way you worship, it doesn't matter because it's only my pathway. Whichever way you worship, I bless you that way. So that point we have understood so far. Now let us go into Adhyayam number 9 and take up Slokam 22. This follows the same teaching. And once this point becomes clear, then we can begin to appreciate Tamasic Bhakti, Rajasic Bhakti, Satvika Bhakti and all that. Number 922. It's a most important slokam, if I can say it that way. It's if you take Gita balance, okay, Gita balance, the fulcrum of the balance, like we say Tarasa in Tamil, okay, it's got a fulcrum in it. That fulcrum is this slokam. Okay, whether you do Karma Yogam, Jnana Yogam, Bhakti Yogam, whatever you want to call it, okay, Anapeksha Yogam, the Sannyasa Yogam, okay, so many the Buddhi Yogam, so many words we can use, yogas are there, okay, but the fulcrum of that, the one that balances the life, one's life, where it remains steady, is this slokam. And if you see, it happens right at the center, placed right in the center of Bhagavad Gita, this slokam 922. Ananyas chintayanto ma ye janaha paripahate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vaham yaham. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janaha paripahate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vaham yaham. Ananyaha, that means anyan means something else. We say anyan is a stranger, something different from me. Ananyaha means in this case two things. One is without recourse or thinking about anything else, or without thinking of Bhagavan as separate from me or myself as separate from me. Ananyaha chintayantaha. Chintayantaha. Chintayantaha means we say think, reflect, concentrate, whatever meditative, reflect and revel on that continuously. Mam, me, Ananya chintayantaha, mam, ye janaha, which human beings, paripasate. Pari-upasate. Upasate is worship in English, we say quickly. Actually, it is more than upasate. Asate means to be seated, to place oneself, upa, close to, next to. So that mind must be placed very close to Bhagavan, in his company. Bhagavan's company, the mind must keep. That is upasate. Upa-asate. Pari-upasate. Pari. We say in Tamil, Parivodapese. That pari means lovingly. So I keep the company of Bhagavan in my mind lovingly. Bhagavan's company is always love only. But I must love him. Bhagavan loves me, there is no question or doubt or anything about it. But I must love him. And I must love him ananya chintayantaha, without any other thought. I love so many things. I love position, I love power, I like my family, I like my car, my house, I like my own accomplishments, my scholarship, I like my pride. somebody praises, so many things I like. Because I like so many things, I also dislike many things. Okay? But that love that I have towards so many things is not ananya chintayanta. Okay? It is ananya means without any other thought. Without any other thought, I must keep the love of the company of Bhagavan lovingly. I must place myself lovingly at the lotus feet without any other thought. Ye janaha, those people who worship me like this, who revel in me like this, what is Bhagavan promising? Tesham, for those people, ye janaha paryupasate, tesham, that means te janaha, for those people, nitya abhiyuktanam, nitya, firmly established, eternal, always, through passage of time, nitya, and in different places, doesn't matter, it is there. It is nitya abhiyuktanam. Nitya abhiyuktanam means, in this case, with the mind firmly kept in a company like this, and who have become very skilled at it, who have ripened in this process of ananya chinta, for them, aham yogakshemam vahami. I take care of yogaha, kshemaha. Yogam and kshemam, two things. What does it mean? In this case, people who are completely immersed in Bhagavan's, the thought of Bhagavan all the time, but they still have to live in this world. They still have to carry out whatever the body's duties are, whatever the body's needs are, right? Mind may be with Bhagavan, but the body has to function. So whatever is required to sustain them in this particular birth, yogaha, and not only those resources, whatever is required, but kshemam, although they also will be protected, there will be no dearth of it. So they will continue to live. Food would come, food will come. And whatever else is needed, they have no desire for anything. But everything for the upkeep of the body and carry out its duties of serving the society. Okay? Well, the mind is completely focused placed only on Bhagavan. I take care of them. They have nothing to do. I'll take care of Yogakshemam, Vahami, Aham Vahami. I take care. That is my responsibility. I support. I carry them. So, the mind, that is most important. This is very important to understand as we get into Bhakti, especially in Slokams from 11 onwards, okay, in Bhagavatam. So, Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ye Janaha Paripasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vaham Yaham. Then, in Slokams 23 and 24, Swami continues here in Bhagavad Gita. The teachings he gave we saw in Adhyayam 4, the same thing comes here, and a little bit more detailed manner. That's why, with the grace, I'm taking it up. 25 and then 26 is very important, very, very important. And then 27 is very simple, practical exercise. But very easy to follow that. Okay? And if I start doing Slokam 27, the teaching in that regularly, and then it becomes a habit, then it becomes a natural thing, like my breathing, then 26 is automatically achieved. Once 26, what he says in Slokam 26 is achieved, when 26, Bhagavan says, I accept it, is what he says. I take it very happily. Then that means I am pleasing Bhagavan. And there is nothing more to be achieved or accomplished or attained. in one's life than pleasing Bhagavan. Nothing more. If Bhagavan is pleased, everything is done. That is fulfillment. Okay? Then he takes care of everything. Yogakshamam, I take care of everything. All that is responsibility. He has promised that. So my job is to think of him without any other thought. And to do that, Ananya Chintayanta, how to do that? That is described beautifully in Slokam 27 in this particular adhyaya. Okay? So we will take up 23, 24, 25, 26 and 27. Okay? 28 is a reinforcement of what the various points, the various teachings he gives. As a good teacher, he summarizes and then reassures and all that. A beautiful review. So with this grace, we will take it up in our next class in 23. So, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Ye Janaha Paripasate Tesham Vidyabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vaham Yaham Aham Yaham. So Bhagavan's assurance is there, and so nothing to worry about or on any matter. And in fact, Swami has assured you cannot run away from me because you are me and I am you. There's no way you can run away from me. I'm taking care. Don't worry. Okay. So it's good to remind oneself of that. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Om Tante 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 Harihi Om